94.3 WYBC, the rhythm of the city. I am Juan Castillo, and this is the Electric Drum. And it is my pleasure this week to be interviewing Thomas Leonard. He's the chef manager at the NexDine Cafe at Alexion. And we've got a really great program that we have for the holidays. But first, we're going to get into his life. How you doing, Tom?
I'm well, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so let's get started with you. So, where are you from? Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in North Haven.
Okay, all right, North Haven guy. North Haven High School?
North Haven High.
There you go. There you go. So tell me about those early years. What were you into?
Oh God, lots of sports, and lots of work.
Really?
Pretty demanding business.
So sports, huh?
Definitely.
What did you play?
Baseball, softball.
Okay.
Anything the friends would play.
All right. So baseball. Who's your favorite baseball player of all time?
Oh boy, that's
I know that's a tough one. Yeah.
As of recent, it's got to be Big Papi. Huge Red Sox fan.
Okay. Oh man, whew. I'm a Yankees fan, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, you guys can talk about that in these last couple of years, but before that, but that's all. I'm gonna excuse that, man.
That's all right.
So so when you graduated from North Haven, tell me, what were your plans at that point?
Well, I went to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Wow.
Graduated there, one of the top of my class.
Nice.
And been in the business ever since.
So how'd you get into food, right? I mean, was that in your early years? I mean, coming out of high school and going straight into this, I mean, was it something at home or, who were your mentors?
Well, my father loved to cook.
Okay.
And, growing up in an Italian family.
Yes.
A lot of things are homemade and it showed interest. And I think when I was 14, I started working for this Italian caterer local.
Wow.
And a buddy of mine and myself, and by the time we were 15, we were running the business for him.
My goodness.
And he was making all the money, and, well, we were making what we made as 15-year-olds.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic, man. So my favorite question is, so growing up, what was your dad's favorite meal to cook at home?
Oh man, my dad made the best linguine with red clam sauce.
Oh man, I'm hungry now.
And it's kind of one of those things. I'd walk in the room and he'd turn his back to me and wouldn't let me see the pan, but I knew what he put in it. But it was really good. Yeah.
Right, that's awesome. So all right, so you're in college, and doing your thing over there, top of your class, the whole nine, right? And so tell me about that experience. What was that like?
Oh, it was a lot of studying. I was young, figured right out of high school, and there were many colleagues in my class that were already in their, late 20s, 30s, 40s. Some had retired, and it was just a dream of theirs to go to the Culinary Institute of America. Mm-hmm. So I really put my head down and buckled, and I learned as much as I could. I did as much as I could. So
it was all about discipline, right?
Absolutely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of European chefs, very strict.
Yeah.
And, oh yeah.
So now while you're in, when you go to a school like that, so you go through all of the disciplines, right? So you do pastry and just about everything, correct?
Everything, correct.
Wow. So what drew you? I mean, what was the one style of food and culinary, experience that you had there that really stuck with you?
Definitely American regional. Love American regional cookery.
Okay.
And from hors d'oeuvres to desserts and everything in between. Definitely American regional.
Right. That's fantastic. All right. So you graduate. So now you get into the real world. You had that experience. Oh, by the way, family, this is Juan Castillo. I'm speaking with Thomas Leonard. He's the chef manager at NexDine Cafe at Alexion. As a matter of fact, he's homegrown. He's from North Haven, grew up in North Haven, went to North Haven High, and now we're talking about, while he was in college, he went to culinary school, and now he's ready to graduate. Right. So here's the real world. Tom, take us from there.
Oh boy. Well, to say the least. I mean, I've done hotels, country clubs, restaurants, cruise lines.
Wow.
I've done it all, and I changed jobs often when I was young. so I can learn as much as I could off of each executive chef.
Hmm.
And my dad would yell at me that I'm changing jobs too much, and I'm like, no, I can't learn anything more from this guy. I'm moving on. And I had some really great jobs. Worked under some really great chefs. And unfortunately, if I'm not going to learn anything else, it's time for me to go. And
Yeah.
so I did.
Yeah, that's old school, right? Our parents were always like, why are you changing jobs? You gotta stay somewhere for 10. You gotta get a pension. You gotta do this.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. But I wanted the education.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And so what that's like. I mean, so when you work underneath the chef, you're kind of like, he's guiding the kitchen and you're sort of working on his recipes and so forth and so on, right? And I know that for someone, you already know you, man. Someone like you're probably like, okay, when am I going to be able to do this, right? This is what I want to do, right? Talk to me about that.
Everybody's goal. That's everyone's ambition. That's most definitely, absolutely. And I've held some pretty prestigious positions. Thank God. And yeah.
So when did you decide, okay, you know what, it's my time? Talk to me about that particular day, and what did you do after that?
Well, it was I don't know, maybe 5-6 years later. You just realize you just know, and the time is right. And I was working at General Electric in Fairfield,
mm-hmm.
and I was there for maybe 3 weeks. And the executive chef took another position, and they asked me, and I jumped right in. And I worked there for 3-4 years, and then I became the corporate executive chef for a large restaurant group in Manhattan. And I had 72 kitchens in the tri-state area. And I did that job for a number of years, up until close to 9/11, or therefore thereafter 9/11. Pardon me.
Yes.
And once 9/11 struck, the city changed, business wise, just mentally, physically. It took a toll.
Yeah.
So I was there that day. I went back in the city the next morning. The police commissioner contacted me that night when I did get home, and granted me access back in the city the next morning, where I opened up a shop in an old phone company building not far from Ground Zero. And all we had to do is pretty much flip the switch. It had power, gas, and we started preparing food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner around the clock for all the folks on 9/11.
Yeah.
And many memories. I could talk about that day from the minute I got it. I drove in the city that morning at 5:45 until the minute I left.
I could imagine, man. Yeah, I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I went to college at Wagner College, which overlooks the Verrazano Bridge, and you could see the city from there. I mean, I watched the Twin Towers get built.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old guy, and so that was a tough time for me also. But yeah, man. So all that experience. Now, tell me, because you're the chef manager, right, of NexDine Cafe at Alexion.
Yes.
A lot of delegation. Talk to me about the delegation part of it.
Oh, delegation's easy. If I ask you to do something, you don't do it, I lock you in the freezer for 10 minutes. No. I've got a great team of individuals working with me, and when you've managed so many kitchens, you have to delegate. That's one of the hardest tasks for a chef to do, because a chef wants everything done his or her way.
Right.
And it's one of the most difficult things to do. But when you have 72 kitchens, or I was also a corporate executive chef for a cruise line. I had 12 vessels that were throughout the country, including Canada and Cuba. You can't be on every one at every time.
Yes.
So you have to trust. You have to train. So I train my teams, the what I'm looking for, and I write recipes and policies and procedures. And you've got to give it up. You have to, or else you're going to go crazy. You're going to be the only one running around a kitchen. Everyone's going to be standing there looking at you.
Right. That's a difficult thing for most people. Very
Absolutely,
difficult.
especially a chef.
Yeah, yeah, because it's your baby that they're messing with, right?
Exactly.
So tell me about your new position now, and tell me about this new venture that you're on. Of course, we were speaking to Thomas Leonard. He's a chef manager at NexDine Cafe at Alexion. Tell me about where you are now.
Well, exactly. I've done it all. Again, large, big positions, lots of hours, and nights, weekends, working holidays. And I've been with NexDine now. The whole team and I have been there now for maybe 10 months.
Okay.
And unfortunately, COVID-19 hit, and we're still there. It's a very downscaled services, most of which very creative food, but most of which is delivered to offices and locations in the facility. The cafe is currently not open,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to deliver meals like this to families in the past, and then I relocated. I moved to upstate New York, and now I'm back. And thinking, I spoke to the team about it, and everybody was on, and what a great thing. And it's just something that we can do for NexDine, and of course the 5 families that are in the New Haven area, and it's just a great cause, and we're getting the opportunity. So
Yeah, and I just want to remind everyone, because I left that out. WYBC, and of course, Thomas Leonard and NexDine Cafe and Alexion. We're going to feed 5 families this year for Thanksgiving, and we partnered together to do that. You'll be able to go online and register for all of that at 943wybc.com. And Tom, it's really interesting because food is something that number one brings families together. Number two, there's pleasure involved, right? To no end. Your taste buds are sort of like the key to happiness in many cases, and of course in your business, all about that, right?
absolutely.
So being able to do that is just a great thing for us, and I know a great thing for you. So while we're talking about that, right? I asked you about your dad's favorite thing that he liked to cook, right? And so when Tom is ready to eat and he's got to make something for himself, right? It could be the last meal that he's gonna have, right? What does Tom Leonard cook?
Wow. The very last meal.
Yes.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm a sucker for a steak. Prime rib or a ribeye.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I could imagine.
Steak.
I can imagine. I know you're not going to give up the secrets, but I can imagine how you cook that particular steak. You know what I mean?
I got a bunch of secrets for that. We don't have enough time. But it's funny, we work hard in this industry, and we're very creative. But when I'm home, comfort food. Comfort food, a simple steak and a baked potato, or mashed potatoes and a simple vegetable.
Right.
It's even better if I don't have to make it.
But I know your family, they always want you to cook, right? I mean, come on.
Oh, absolutely. My wife's she's a great cook.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
She hooks me up a lot.
Well, listen, man, we salute you for all the work that you've done, throughout your career. Homegrown here from North Haven, we're proud of you and everything that you've been doing for not only in terms of your own career and your family, but also what you've done for others, man. And I thank you for the work that you did in my hometown of New York City. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for partnering with us to feed these 5 families, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I really appreciate all your assistance.
Absolutely.
I can't do this alone. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
But,
now question for you. Now, is the general public allowed to call your restaurant and order food, or you just, because you mentioned offices and things? Talk to me.
No. This is all it's all corporate dining.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Because I was getting ready to order something right now.
Yeah, we've got a good menu today.
Oh, you do? Oh, man, listen. All right. Well, listen, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate all the work that you've done for our community, and especially this particular project. Thomas, have a wonderful, wonderful day. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Likewise, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Juan
Happy
Castillo.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, same to you. Juan Castillo, and everybody be safe out there. You know, let's have a safe Thanksgiving. It's extremely important for us to do that. Small gatherings, please, and wear those masks. Absolutely. Juan Castillo on the electric drum, 94.3 WYBC.